quote is from again John C. Maxwell, and he quotes, "The measure of a leader is not number of people who serve him. The measure of a leader is not number of people who serve him, but number of people he serves." Five important points which I practice whenever I prepare the talk in the book club. I wouldn't say that I prepared 3-4 hours. Sometimes I prepare in just 1 hour or half an hour, depending on the talk which I speak in the bandwidth. But I do prepare. I do not go very, very blindly. So the first point is be people conscious. So as the quote already said to you, while you talk to your audience, it's very essential whether you know your audience or not. Because if you don't know your audience who are joining in your community or in your book club or the people whom you are going to speaking to, it becomes very difficult for you to relate. And your talk could be really, really good. But imagine if I bring all the technical hardcore developers in this book club. Now, whatever we talk, he'll be like, "Kya bol kya raha bhai? What is this? Ye nahi chahiye mujhe." Imagine I bring all of the, let's say, all founders, all core founders को completely busy in the schedule, उनको उठा के यहाँ पे पटक दिया. Suddenly started speaking. It all disconnects. You may be an amazing speaker, but internally they'll always get disconnected. So always be people conscious when you speak. Always think about people whom you speak. In fact, while you prepare, it's always better to imagine your people around you and see what is the expectation they come. If you observe, I always ask new people, right? What is your expectation? While I ask this question to all of you, I understand that what people are looking for to this community. And that is where my talk and content streamlines towards the talk. So this is the first important point, people conscious. In fact, the second important point is be prepared and mindful of your content. Why is that? Now, as I already told, if you're not people conscious, then your topic and content will always go orthogonal. And that is not what we want, because serving itself connects if you know we are prepared and we are aware of what kind of content we're speaking. In fact, there's a very good term, I'm not sure everyone is aware of it, is something called MISI, mutually exclusive and collectively exhaustive. So when I bring my points in terms of 4 or 5 or 3 points, all points are mutually exclusive, but collectively they're exhaustive to the whole show, right? So that's where it is. So you imagine your audience while you're preparing, and if you can start with a good quote or anecdote or some creative thing which you have in your mind, which can just bring the audience attention back to you. And that is when your whole, book club talks get started, and people are just listening to you, and with your body language, with your tone, they are all with you. And the last thing in the preparation of content is stick to the books if possible. Why is that? Again, the goal and the mission of this community itself is one part that we want to promote the book club, right? And the book club promotion comes while we take references from any of the good books which we have decided, and also see if we can apply those learning and share our practice learnings to people. That's where the high impact comes. The third important point, be time bound. The whole art, in fact, I really love when Nikhila, when she speaks, even Nikita speaks, all of us, Nikita, Nikhila, and a lot of many other people, when they speak, in fact, Saurabh also, I have observed multiple times, whenever they speak, it may or may not be the talk maybe or effective or not, but I always appreciate they always concise their talk into very time-bound criteria. They bring points, crisp points, and then they put it into very time-bound facility. That is where the quality of preparation decides. If you're prepared, the whole time-bound will actually works. And the best part, in fact, if you're prepared and time-bound, maybe you can take last 15 seconds or 20 seconds to just summarize your whole content, and it becomes your MISI view, mutually exclusive and collectively exhaustive. The fourth point, modulate your tone and pitch. Now, this skill is something very learnable, but to be really honest, personally, I have learned the skill. I don't say I'm expert in it, but the skill directly comes through me, provided I feel my content, provided I go with my emotions, provided my content which I prepare in a particular talk, I see myself. It's like you see a movie, you exactly feel the movie, what's going on. If you see a TV series, you feel that you're in the TV series or a movie. That is why your inflection, voice tone, everything changes. Imagine you maybe promoted Game of Thrones to your friends, or you promoted, let's say, I don't know, many good TV series are coming in from Netflix. You promoted, I think, Scam 92. You have promoted that story as if it was all yours. You felt you are rich, man. You are Harshad Mehta, and you felt that अब तो मैं भाई stock market का billionaire बन जाऊंगा. You felt that you are that guy, isn't it? And automatically your tone, module, pitch, everything got changed. And when you talk about that in the book club, oh wow. Talk is so amazing. That guy feels it. That is all about your modulator tone, your pitch. The body language you choose, the emotions you bring out of the content determines how good you are about that talk itself. The last point, be clear and concise. While I speak, it is very essential I don't go like a Shatabdi Express. Bhagte jaun. What eventually it means to me is someone who goes so fast, maybe he is either not clear of what he's speaking, maybe he's scared ताकि उसको पता नहीं चले वो क्या बोल रहा है, बस खत्म हो जाए. That could be the fear. Or in that, maybe that person is naturally fast. Maybe Vijay, the live example, when Vijay speaks, I could connect because I think with his frequency level. But many people, when they hear, sometimes there's a disconnect because voice modulation and the pitch and the pace which Vijay takes naturally, it goes very fast. And when people, we start giving a little bit of feedback of Vijay थोड़ा सा slow कर दीजिए, समझ में आ जाएगा हमको, हम सब लोग इतने तेज नहीं हैं. Then Vijay took the feedback and reduced his tone of voice. And that is the power of being clear and concise, because if you are with a good pace and you know your audience are not like super fast, sharp, they'll just understand each and everything in a very fast express, then you can actually connect. And the second point on this is being clear and concise is avoid using fillers. If you're clear, if your speech is very clear, your thought pattern is clear, what you want to speak, you actually feel while you're talking, I'm completely aware of what I'm speaking. The moment my awareness improves with time of practice, my use of fillers, my use of all those things slowly goes down. It doesn't go down initially. Trust me, I have used multiple times filler, because how do I know I used filler? People give me feedback, I get hurted because I'm a deep personality. That's how I used to convince myself. But then I realized I used to use and all those stuff so many times when I used to listen to the recording. Then I realized, how do I reduce this? And that is when my preparation on the content become a little bit exhaustive. And when I'm speaking, I used to feel my topic and understand what I'm speaking. So if you just slow down your talk a little bit while you're preparing and still speak, you will realize your talk, your words, everything has to be very, very crystal clear. And that way the communication becomes super effective. So just to summarize the whole 5 points for today. One is be people conscious. Until unless you're people conscious, you will not have the attitude to serve your topic in a way where that you're thinking that my topic at least should add value to one person. If you didn't feel that it didn't add value to one person, maybe you failed at only that time. So that's a learning for you. Second, be prepared and mindful of your content. Third, be time bound. Fourth, modulate your tone and pitch. Fifth, be clear and concise. So that's what I wanted to share. And before I end, there's another good quote I learned again from John C. Maxwell. It says very beautifully. In fact, if you have a problem in speaking in English or Hindi, you have language problem, but it doesn't matter. When verbal and non-verbal communication are inconsistent, our tone of voice and body language far outweighs the words. If you remember, I think once there was a small young guy, I think 13 years old young guy, forgot his name. He came to a book club. His words clarity was not pretty high. The moment he spoke, सबको हिला के डाल डाला भाई. If you go to the book club page, you will see his talk. Amazing conviction, amazing body language. People felt what he was speaking, just the way he was speaking. And that's the power of speaking effectively. So I hope it added some value.